Ashton Kutcher just dropped a clip that may redefine everything we thought we knew about Diddy's notorious freak-offs. Trust us, what you're about to hear will shake up the entire celebrity expose narrative.
What about Ashton Kutcher? Because Ashton Kutcher, who I believe could possibly just as bad. Ashton Kutcher as well. Listen, he's not guilty of this, but he arranged a date. He was late for that date. And when he got to the girl's house, he looked through the window. She was stabbed 47 times. The man ended up getting charged. But Ashton Kutcher was also involved with Abercrombie & Fitch. I think it's Mr. Jeffries who's just been done for trafficking. Ashton Kutcher was also friends with Brittany Murphy, who also was friends with P. Diddy, who also died the same death as Kim Porter. Now, Ashton Kutcher as well also runs a child protection thing, I think it's called Fawn, where he's trying to save children. But we know now a lot of these people use this thing for child trafficking to actually not expose it, but to gain from their own benefit. He was also married to Demi Moore, and there was a video of Demi Moore kissing a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old boy. I just feel as if there's a lot of darkness around these people. I feel as if they feel as if they're untouchable. I genuinely think he could be next Ashton Kutcher.
In a twist no one saw coming, the leaked footage offers a jaw-dropping look at an infamous moment from 2003 that had already stirred heated debates. Picture this, a young 12-year-old actress, Davy Chase, personally invited by Sean Diddy Combs to an exclusive after-party. This wasn't just any invitation, it was part of a controversial clip resurfacing on social media, courtesy of an account called The Gels Are Fighting. As the video rolls, we catch a glimpse of Diddy in his element, delivering an invitation that left many questioning his intentions even then.
I just want to say,
You're doing so good. You're doing so good.
I just want to say, everyone will suffer. Thanks, MTV Rock! I won the MTV Movie Award.
Coming to the after party tonight. Yeah!
Coming to the after party tonight. Yeah!
Signs read shock at resurfaced video of Diddy inviting a 13-year-old actress to an after party. And I feel like the word party and Diddy just cannot be used together in the same sentence because like everyone's gonna think of freak-offs. Now, this video from the 2003 MTV Music Awards has sparked significant concern over Diddy inviting Davy Chase to an after party. Diddy approaches her after she wins Best Villain for her role in The Ring, and he asks her if she wants to go to an after party, which, you know, maybe at first you'd think, oh, you know, he's being quirky, but now learning that, you know, 3 years prior at the same award show, he R-worded a 13-year-old girl. At least that's what he's being sued for, allegedly accused her. I don't know, protect myself, lawyer, chime in. Nonetheless, this man is capable of some really nasty things to young people. So, you know, if Davey did go to that party that night, what the hell could have happened?
But what makes this leak even more compelling is the way it dovetails with new revelations about Ashton Kutcher's own involvement in this twisted saga. Known for his cool, collected persona on Punk'd, Kutcher now finds himself on the defensive after admitting he once mingled with the man at the heart of these allegations. In the now viral clip, eerie moments of familiarity hint at long-buried secrets from those wild Hollywood nights. Was this video a strategic move by Ashton to expose what many have long suspected about Diddy's inner circle?
This is when he asks her, like, oh, after party. And actually, you know what's even weirder? I want to back this up a little bit. The way that he approaches her. Look at him. Look at him. Oh my gosh, look at it in reverse. Ew, I hate reverse things. Everyone in reverse looks like a reptile. Okay, we see her. Why is she looking up at Ashton? Like, are they talking? I'm like, not me over here analyzing every single move. But look at him walking up to her like she's like a model. Now, as Diddy is facing multiple lawsuits, the resurfaced video has drawn sharp public concern. Social media users have expressed discomfort, labeling the interaction sick and gross.
People think the video is very weird that a grown adult is asking a child about an after party and then getting excited after she nods yeah. She was such an amazing actress that picked up some really good movies, so I just hope she's okay now. With all the new Diddy stuff coming out now, I just hope this girl was protected.
Now, Davy is an adult now, but she has not commented on this video or her interactions with Diddy. The unsettling nature of this invitation has reignited discussions about the culture of celebrity events, especially those involving young stars.
I don't think I ever told this story, and I'm about to tell this story here. While he was married to Demi Moore, he was still sneaking around seeing Brittany Murphy. You understand? We were going to a Nets game, so we picked him up, and he was explaining to Diddy that every time he goes to Brittany's house, paparazzi always catches him or almost catch him coming out her apartment or coming out the building. And Diddy was telling him, that's either the doorman or your security. You know what I'm saying? And he was still married to Demi Moore at the time. So you could have something, you could be right. Because it's crazy how they said her and Kim and some other individual with them or around them all died of pneumonia, and they were in perfect health.
This video isn't just about a single moment in time. It's a portal into a labyrinth of controversial behavior, legal battles, and intense public scrutiny. Diddy, who at 33 was already a force to be reckoned with in the music industry, is now being forced to confront decades of accusations, ranging from racketeering and conspiracy to sex trafficking and allegations of exploiting vulnerable minors. While his camp has dismissed the resurfaced footage as a gross misinterpretation of events, the clip remains a lightning rod for outrage. Critics argue that the invitation to the young actress exemplifies a broader pattern of predatory behavior, one that, when combined with the recent wave of charges against him, paints a picture of a man who may have long taken advantage of his celebrity status.
See, at his parties, was he recording in every room? Was he recording people's sex? And was he recording everything? Or how far-fetched is it that he had videos of everyone?
Well, I'm just saying, if they recovered over 250 cameras, whoa, he had recordings of everything and everywhere. You know, I don't think is no house that big that you need 250 cameras. You know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But as far as I got the same knowledge that everybody else have regarding that, the taping and the filming and everything like that. So it's not far-fetched at all if the federal government has seized that information.
A lot of people now will be running for the hills. A lot of people will turn against him. Same as the Epstein stuff when they says there was recordings and they had everyone. But the only thing is, whether they not show the recordings, but release the names who were involved. Now, I've no issues with people having parties and having orgies and taking drugs and drinking. I don't give a for that. It's when the fact that they're saying people were drugged, people were groomed, kids possibly groomed. You see the video of Justin Bieber at 14 and how uncomfortable he made him feel, saying you're staying with Uncle Puff for 48 hours. Like, it's just, that's not a normal way for a man to act around children.
It's just weird to me every time I see this literally minor, this child at a party with her mom there, and I'm just like, oh, this reminds me of like classic Hollywood. Especially imagine the moms that are like not attentive and they're over there like mingling with the adults. It's like, damn, then where's your 16-year-old daughter, or in this case 13? The video has triggered outrage and concern from fans. The fact that Davy is a young girl at the time and was asked to attend this after party, especially knowing what happens there, is nasty, and it was broadcasted to everyone. Like, the entire world saw Diddy invite this young girl to this party and nobody blinked an eye.
Ashton Kutcher, from Danny Masterson to NFT scams to P. Diddy, has been dealing with a lot of controversy last year, but now he's being blamed for Debbie Chase. Ashton Kutcher recently got a lot of hate for a resurfaced interview he did where he was talking about P. Diddy parties, saying they were the best parties of his life, but he couldn't talk about what he did. It's also been revealed P. Diddy required guests to sign NDAs saying they couldn't talk about what was going on at the parties until 20 years after he dies. Ashton Kutcher has had a lot of controversy around him with women because when he was 19 years old, he used his tongue to kiss Mila Kunis, who was just 14 at the time, without asking. He said he did it because his co-star convicted rapist Danny Masterson bet him $20. He also did a very weird video talking about a 15-year-old Hillary Duff who he was working with at the time, as well as the Olsen twins who were 16, saying the world can't wait for them to turn 18. Now Ashton Kutcher is being blamed for helping P. Diddy invite a 12-year-old Debbie Chase to his party.
At the same time, we see Ashton Kutcher, the once unapologetic prankster turned concerned insider, grappling with the fallout from his association with Diddy. Reports suggest that Kutcher, visibly shaken by the revelations, now admits he feels manipulated and fears the potential consequences. This is a man who spent years on the sunlit side of Hollywood glamour, sharing backstage secrets and laughing off wild stories. Now, with his face on the front page of every scandal report, Kutcher's personal turmoil is laid bare, making us question, how far do friendships in the high-stakes world of celebrity really go?
Definitely a clear dark side to Hollywood, and all of them are on the same team. But actually, Ashton and Diddy met because of Punk'd, the television show. While Diddy was forming the MTV singing competition Making the Band, the comedic actor was busy planning his next prank on unsuspecting celebrities. It all started over Punk'd because he was like, yo, you can't punk me, and Ashton was like, I don't know what to tell you, everybody's on the table. So that started their conversation and their friendship because Ashton was determined to get Diddy and to punk him. After Diddy's mild threat, the duo became fast friends, Ashton added. We used to hang out and watch football together. Ashton even had his hand in his bestie running in the New York City Marathon. Here's a clip of these two talking about their friendship.
When did you first meet?
I was doing Making the Band on MTV. He was doing Punk'd.
Yeah.
And I gave him a call one day and I said, I heard that you are going to punk me, and I just don't think that's a good idea.
I feel like Diddy doesn't even believe that he could not get punked, but I don't think he wants to be pranked because I don't think he wants to be caught, unsuspecting at any time with all the bad things he's up to.
So we were spending a lot of time together. By the way, if you're a single man, there's probably no greater human being in the world. This is 20 years ago, 19 years ago.
Yeah.
And so we were having a lot of fun together.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just like going out, like doing things. We were watching football games, hanging out, like we would go shopping, whatever it was.
I'm officially headed down the rabbit hole to learn more about the origins of this friendship, and I find it very interesting because Ashton Kutcher was recently exposed for writing a letter to the judge asking for leniency in Danny Masterson's R-word sentencing, while simultaneously being a founder and running a organization to protect people, especially children, from becoming victims.
It was so fascinating to me that Ashton Kutcher was supporting Danny Masterson, yet had a nonprofit that was supposed to help people get out of those types of situations. And now we've got his friendship with Diddy and the same establishment that Ashton was the face of, and it combats everything that these other friends that he has have going for them. I mean, the Danny Masterson thing alone led Ashton to stepping down. He had to resign from his anti-sex trafficking nonprofit. His resignation was effective immediately from his role as a board chairman at Thorn, an organization whose goal is to address the role the internet plays in child trafficking and abuse. He actually founded this organization with his ex-wife Demi Moore, and it's fascinating to see that he's now best pals with people who are being charged with these crimes. He said, I have determined the responsible thing for me to do is resign. I cannot allow my error in judgment to distract from our effort and the children we serve. And good thing he did step down, because in his letter he called Danny Masterson a role model and has been nothing but a positive influence on him.
As we peel back the layers, it becomes clear that this is more than a story about a single leaked clip. It's a deep dive into the tangled web of influence, exploitation, and accountability that has long haunted Hollywood's glittering facade. How did a simple invitation at a 2003 MTV Movie Awards event evolve into a symbol of so many unresolved controversies? And why is Ashton Kutcher, of all people, suddenly determined to bring this hidden moment to light?
So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over Punk'd, because he was like, yo,
don't punk
you
me.
Can't punk me. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out, watch football together.
I just heard about that. But you heard about the reports that Ashton Kutcher, he's worried that Diddy might lie on his friends? You heard about that?
But that's what I've been saying. I said, if the federal government wanted somebody more than they want Diddy, if he has some information about some people that they would rather have other than him, he's able to get that information to them. But they gotta want it. They gotta want it. And Ashton Kutcher and him they were real tight. One time, me, him, Ashton Kutcher went to a Nets game and we met Jay-Z there. You know what I'm saying? So they were close, they was cool.
But you think Diddy would do something like that? Lie on other celebrities?
Well, why would it have to be a lie? Because if he get caught in, he gonna be as truthful as possible. You understand? He's gonna give them enough information, whereas that it's gonna make him look like the choir boy. So, Ashton Kutcher, he has a right to be kind of alarmed if he was doing things with Diddy. Remember they used to have that group called the what do they call it? The Brat Pack? With Diddy, him, and a couple other guys was hanging out. Leonardo, one other guy too. I forgot the other guy's name. So, they all might be worried.
For him to come out with that comment, I mean, that is suspect. It sounds like he's worried that Diddy might give up some information.
That's why. That's why he made that statement. To set it up. To set up the atmosphere that, yo, this guy's gonna lie on us. This guy ain't gonna tell the truth on us. But what we know is that wherever Diddy went, his tape recorders went. His camera equipment was working. He was videotaping everything. So they might have that videotape already.
During that unforgettable evening captured in the clip, Diddy was seen exchanging whispers with his attorney, as the backdrop of a bustling awards show provided a stark contrast to the private drama unfolding behind the scenes. The atmosphere was electric with tension and unspoken implications. Even as Farnsworth Bentley and a young Kutcher, then merely 25, shared quiet giggles backstage, the invitation itself carried a weight that has only grown heavier with time. This incident has been revisited countless times by netizens and critics alike, all of whom continue to demand a full accounting of the circumstances surrounding the event.
Ashton and Puffy, or Diddy, have been friends for decades. And they've done movies together, they've hung out together, and he can't say anything because he's one of those guys. Remember I did that story last week, like, where are all Diddy's friends? Because the silence is deafening. A lot of them don't want people looking into their closet, but Ashton doesn't want the blowback that he got with Danny Masterson.
All right, so pretty tepid in how they reply. Meantime, we're hearing Diddy's ex, Cassie, is cooperating with the feds during this investigation.
100%.
What more is she saying, Paula?
She's not saying anything. So here's the deal. She had sued him for sex trafficking, rape, a bunch of horrible laundry list of stuff. And he settled. It's the one case he settled. It was the first case he settled it. I'm hearing for around $30 million. However, just because you settle a case, you may have an NDA, but if the feds come a knocking, you better answer.
You can only go by what you read, what you hear, and if you see somebody have all red rooms, the first thing you're gonna say is, why? If I walk in this hotel room and everything around this room, the furniture, the walls, the ceiling, everything is red, I'm gonna be backing up out of here with my gun, with my hand on my gun. That shit is gonna scare the shit out of me. Wouldn't it you?
Right, it was. He talking about it scares the shit out of me.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna walk in rooms, so when you see that he had rooms that were all red with loudspeakers for the music and 1,000 bottles of baby oil, you gonna say, something ain't right. Something just ain't sitting right here. So for people who have been involved in and seen that, they should have known something was wrong, something was different. And they should have known that something is about to go down that I've probably never been involved in and went down before in my life.
In an age where every scandal is dissected, the resurfacing of this clip adds another layer of complexity to the ongoing legal and moral battles facing Diddy. Critics have leveled serious accusations, arguing that this is just another chapter in a long history of abuse of power and exploitation. And while Diddy's spokesperson insists that the video has been blown out of proportion, a case of making something out of nothing, the public remains skeptical. Social media erupts with calls for accountability, with many questioning the systemic issues that allow such behavior to flourish unchecked.